asked ChatGPT, how many training books are there about getting faster and becoming a better runner? And it did not give me a straight answer, which was very disappointing. Okay, I thought we'd come farther than that. But anyway, there's a lot. Okay, it just said there's thousands. There's thousands of books, ebooks, then you have all the coaches, influencers. It becomes confusing. You almost think you have to do everything, which makes you then not get faster or just slower or lost in the weeds. So anyway, I'm here to simplify it, uncomplicated, bare bones guide to getting faster as quick as possible, because I want you to get out that door and speed right up. Make it simple, because I'm a simple girl. Like when it comes to training, I'm like, listen, I know there's all these things, but I like simple. That's why I like running. It's accessible, it's easy, so it doesn't have to be complicated. So here it is. Here's my guide. It's gonna blow you away. Hold on to your seats. Yep, 1, 2, 3.5, and I'll explain the half. But here it is. This is it. You want to get faster. This is what you need to do. It's not gonna make a 400-page book, but this is it. You know, don't look at the Let's Run forums, because then you'll get really, really, really confused. Base miles. We need those base miles. Tempo miles. You know, this is what the base miles are. When you're like the kindling of a fire, those warm coals. Then you got the tempo miles. Those are your slow burners, the logs you're throwing in. Then we throw in the gasoline. Strides, baby. 20 to 30 seconds. And the half is hills. And I'll tell you why it's half. Okay? This is it. So I'm going to do a quick explanation. I'm telling quick. So, base miles. I can't give you exact number of base miles, but this is the amount of miles you can run week over week for is very sustainable for a long period of time or forever until you're 100 years old. No. It could be 15 to 20 miles. It could be 70 miles, 80 miles. And when I say week over week, because you don't need to run every day. Surprise. I'd actually prefer if people don't run every day. Running's hard on the body, and especially as we get older. So anyway, base miles. It not only builds the cardiovascular system, lungs, all these things. I mean, it's preparing your joints, your knees, all this gush. There's so many things that we don't even know, but it's like, it is your engine. If you don't have base miles, you really just can't do much. So we need those base miles, and obviously your base miles can fluctuate or can turn up if you're going into a marathon, ultra marathon. You might have to build up a little more miles, you know, get that body ready. But they're conversational. These aren't working miles. I mean, okay, running is working, all right? So I did some base miles today, and they were not easy, even though they were easy, if that makes sense. You can talk. You're just not sweating out all the run places. Of course, some people sweat a lot, but you know what I'm saying. You're not chugging along. You're not have a plan. You're not chasing a time on a pace on your watch. Actually, the slower, the better. I'd say slow the F down. And I'm sorry I talk like that. But some people just got to slow down. Get your great-great-grandma shuffle on. That's this, right? Don't be afraid to run it real slow after a workout day. And the slower you can run those base miles, the faster you can run your tempo miles. That's really exciting. Tempo miles, those are the wood that we're putting on the fire. Slow burners. You're speeding up, but it's not like crazy. Okay, tempo miles can range. Okay, so I have the devil's workout that I like to do before marathons, and I wouldn't say like, but I do it because I really want to make sure I can run my pace on race day. So Central Park, 3 loops of Central Park, 6 miles, so 3 times 6 miles. My first 6 miles would be approximately 10 to 20 seconds slower than marathon pace. Okay, then the next 6 miles would be at my marathon pace. And then my third 6 miles will be 10 seconds faster than marathon pace. It was a right old doozy. And you know what I threw in there? There was hills the whole way around. That's why it's a half, but we'll get to that. But yeah, that's a tempo run, right? But also, if I gotta get speedier for a half marathon, I gotta do spicier tempo runs. I'm talking like the 5K progressive, where you're getting aggressive. You're getting after the miles a little bit. You maybe start at half marathon pace and you end hurting, flying, Usain Bolting that last mile, okay? For the half marathon and the marathon, I love a 10K tempo. I really do. You could do it progressive, start and end faster. You can change it up in the middle. You can just bolt right out, see what you can do. But yeah, we need these. These are the working miles. Okay. Now we get to the exciting part, the gasoline. Woo! Strides, which is your power, your speed. I know people say, am I doing this on the track? Is this like Yasos? No. So I would prefer you never on a track. Personal opinion, but yeah. No. Strides. 20, 30 seconds. You don't even have to watch your pace. Surprise. It's like fun. It's like fun times outside. Strides are not a 100-meter dash like Olympic gold medal type situation. They're more like you're racing an 800-meter or a mile. But you're working off the front of your feet, blasting out, getting that core engaged, getting those glutes fired up. We're running. I don't even think I can do it here because I got no space. But we're running off. See, that was really terrible. I'm sorry. I realized. But anyway, 20, 30 seconds, 8 to 12, a minute shuffle recovery in between. Again, that very slow shuffle in between. These are gold. You can do these twice a week. You don't need major recovery from these, but they boost your fitness so fast. They will help your tempo runs, and then your tempo runs help your base, and then all of a sudden you're running races faster. Make them fun. Do not hold yourself to a pace. I'd rather you look at something in the distance and run to it. I'd rather you count your steps. My husband likes to count steps. I like to just watch the time. I kind of count in my head so I know how long the time is, but if I'm doing 30 seconds, I'll just put it on the watch. And I'm sure some days I'm flying and other days not, but I never watch my pace. I never look at it. I don't even want to know. I just work where I am that day, but I'm telling you, it is still powerful. And you got to just be like a kid. Running stop sign to stop sign or whatever. But you're working. This is where the half bar comes in. This is where I got to bring in the hills, okay? Hills are, again, our power booster. They are, you know what it is? It's like the s'more. So you got all the fire going, now you got hills. They're like the s'more on top. Very sweet, okay? Because they secretly will make you faster and better and stronger and all these things. But why I put them as a half is because you can add hills to strides, you can add hills to tempo, you can add hills to base miles, okay? But here is my favorite thing to do with strides. One day a week, I take one of my strides, and what I do is I start them at the base of the hill. We have lots of hills in Central Park, so I will start my 30-second stride at the bottom of the hill. And then my recovery is basically finding the next hill to start on around the park. It is really super fun. I'm telling you, it's like a game. Where's my next hill? What's the next hill? So every time you get a hill, you just blast up for 30 seconds. Even if you're up and over the hill, that's fine. And that way you work the hills right in. It's almost like hill repeats, but hill repeats on steroids because you're running the whole thing. They're within a run and you're building stamina, fitness, all the stuff. I think that's it. So there you go. Now you're blazing and super fast, and that was it. Base miles, tempo miles, strides, and the half is add hills. Never turn away from hills, I'm telling you. I know you're not fun, you're like, oh God. But I'm like, no, put them in. Put the hills into your tempo, put the hills into your strides. You love hills. Just tell yourself, oh my gosh, I love hills. You say that enough, you may believe it or not. That's it. Do not overcomplicate your running. You can get faster. Anyone can get faster. It can be this simple. There are nuances. I get it. But I'm trying to simplify this. I'm trying to make it like bare bones, This will get you there. This is what I usually, I'm telling you, 90% of what I do, even 95%, this is it. This is what I do to get faster. And it's worked. And I've watched athletes do it. So people like to overcomplicate, put different definitions on things. This will do it. All right. Go get it. Go speed up.